What's up, everyone? It's Thomas with Real Broker here in St. Augustine, Florida, coming at you live every Wednesday at 8 p.m., going over the market stats, the news you need to know about if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing here in Northeastern Florida. And we're also doing a Q&A. So if you have any questions, whether you're watching it live, you're watching the replay, make sure you fire them off in the comments below. It helps me in the algorithm, and it also helps other people who have the same questions. So there are no dumb questions here, guys. Fire them off in the comments below. As we like to start off every single one of these live streams, I want to know, where are you watching from? Are you watching it here locally? Because if you are, I definitely want to see some engagement from you, because a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be covering is going to affect you directly. And if you're watching it from maybe another state, another area here in Florida, let us know where you're watching from in the comments below, just so I know, and also why you're possibly thinking of moving here to St. Augustine. So let me know in the comments below here, guys. I'll go ahead and get started like I always do. We'll take a look at the market stats here for Northeastern Florida. And this is something that we're going to cover in depth every single week. So it does change week to week, but not very much. And you can always go back to my last live streams to see what's been happening. So we are over 7,000 listings, right? So before we were just under, I think we're at like 6,800, 6,900. If I remember last week is what we have. So we have 7,131 listings. Now this is for the entire area of Northeastern Florida. So you're talking about St. Johns County, Duval County, Putnam County, Clay County, Nassau County, pretty much the entire Northeastern Florida picture here. We have 7,000 homes, and we're talking about 1.6 million people that these 7,000 homes are for. So we are still technically in a seller's market, though not nearly the seller's market we've been in the past couple of years. It's definitely cooled off a little bit with interest rates. We're going towards a balanced market, but we're far away from a buyer's market. So in today's world, there are some incentives because sellers do want to incentivize you to purchase their home. They're paying your closing costs. They're buying down interest rates. On average, across existing homes, the average concession is right around $10,000, right? So you can use that money to pay your closing costs. If you're buying a $500,000 home, your closing costs are roughly going to be $16,000, $17,000. So get a good chunk of that money covered by the seller is nice. Keep 10 grand in your pocket, right? And that's an average. We can ask for more, right? We can ask for a lot more. So let's go ahead and go back to the main news here. Let's see here. Got to go look at the dashboard, and we'll take a look at the hot sheet the last week and see how things have gone this last week. So we got new listings up a lot more than we've seen in the past. Typically this number is around 1,000. So we have 1,441 new listings, and then we have 689 closed. So less than half. That's a big change for sure. Typically on a week-to-week basis, we're seeing like 8 out of 10 homes. I think last week was 8 out of 10 homes selling. A lot of the times it's been 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It's been very close. That's half. That's half. It's less than half. Or yeah, it's less than half of the homes that are coming on the market we're now seeing closing. And that's probably an adjustment just because of the new people entering the market and the people looking to get a jump on the spring buyer's market, right? Or the spring market for people to really start buying and selling homes. So we're at 689 closed homes to 1,441 new listings. And then we have 1,441 new listings to 411 active under contract and 751 pending. So roughly, that's going to be sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Fortunately, my phone still rings after 8 o'clock. That's going to be what? 1,100 to 1,400 homes going on the market and going off the market, right? So you got 1,400 new homes, and then 1,100 of those are going under contract. And then we have 292 going back to the market. So then we're back right down to really that 800 to 1,400 homes. So a little bit better than what we're seeing in terms of closings are going under contract, and then a little bit going back. So like 8 out of 14 homes. So it leaves about 6 homes on the market, if we're looking at that micro scale. So of course, we'll stay up to date on all that stuff. I got a couple of news stories here today that I'm super excited about, and it's something that I've been harping on for a long time, which is our local economy here and how things have changed so drastically, the cost of living, and the wages haven't necessarily gone with that. And a lot of the problem here is St. Johns County is they're not exactly pro-business. At least it doesn't seem that way. For the most part, we let Duval County handle the business, and St. Johns County kind of just relaxes. We've always been like a gear below in terms of speed, right? But as St. Johns County has changed very quickly over these past couple of years, I think the local government has to look like, hey, we need to get some jobs in this place, right? So the main employer is going to be the hospitality industry. So you're talking about a whole bunch of small restaurants that employ maybe 20 to 30 people, but that's going to be the main industry here. And outside of that, then we really just have the public government, right? So the main employer in St. Johns County is the school district. They're the largest employer, and then I think you have like the sheriff's office, and then right after that you have Northrop Grumman. So the two government positions there, I mean, they're government jobs don't typically make that much money. When you have an average sale price here of like $650,000, and you're making $55,000 a year, that's almost an impossibility for you to purchase a home. You have to have no debt, a huge down payment, and great credit, right? So it makes it very difficult for the average person here in St. Johns County. We're not even talking about the service industry people. Now, there's people in the service industry that can make 60 to 70 grand a year working downtown St. Augustine, but how much of that is reported? A lot of that is tips, makes it very difficult for those guys to qualify as well. I was also in the service industry, and you know what? A lot of the people that I worked with weren't the best with their money. And that's just how it is. You end up working late, you end up go drinking, you end up hanging out till 3 a.m. And what happens good after 12 a.m.? I don't know. Anymore, I stay in my house once it's past 8. If I got to go anywhere after 8, it's probably not happening. So let's head on to that news story here. I'm going to share my screen, and this is something that's pretty cool. It's going to add some jobs, not a whole bunch of jobs, but some manufacturing back. I mean, we really don't have any manufacturing. Publix Super Market set to establish new pharmaceutical manufacturing facility in St. Johns County. So this is pretty amazing. It's going to innovative pharmaceutical manufacturing facility, and eventually this multi-million-dollar project will create up to 400 jobs. Initially, they expect it to start like 150 jobs based off of the construction and them just starting out. It's going to be completed in 2026. And the project is expected to cost $145 million. So I think the school district employs like 6,000 people, 7,000 people. Northrop Grumman, I want to say, is around like 1,200 people. So this is not exactly the biggest thing that you want, but it's the path. We're moving in the right direction. And a lot of this is because of the St. Johns County, they have the Board of County Commissioners will be approving an economic development reinvestment package, an incentive deal totaling $5 million over 9 years for the project. So it's going to bring 150 new jobs initially, grow to 400 jobs. It's going to be done in 2026. I think this is a good win for St. Johns County. We need more jobs here. We need different industry outside the hospitality industry, unless they just want this place to be a playground for the rich and people to vacation in, because as of right now, that's kind of what it's turning into, right? Because if you don't have any other people that can afford to live here, well, it's only going to be the wealthy people that are out of the workforce, or they work from home, or whatever that is, living here in the county. And then you have all the people commuting into St. Johns County, St. Augustine from other feeder cities to be able to work here, make money here, and go back to a cheaper, more affordable cost of living. So that happens in a lot of cities, though, right? That's honestly one of the growing pains that you have in many, many cities. I was just reading an article about a teacher quitting in San Diego because she makes, after taxes, $4,800 a month to live in San Diego, which is, I mean, I know it's, I think, double the prices of what they are here. And that's pretty much what teachers make here. So she's not being able to buy a place. She's not being able to afford to live there unless she has a ton of roommates. So we'll, of course, stay up on top of that. And hopefully that's one of many jobs to come to St. Johns County. I'm definitely an advocate for that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But let's go on to the next news story here, guys. And I say this every time. I'm going to try and keep this one short. I don't want to keep it too long. So if you have any questions, comments, fire them off. I'll get them answered as soon as I can. So let's take a look at this. So this is something that's interesting. I covered this the other day. HGTV is giving away their dream home this year. It's in Anastasia Island. It's a beautiful, beautiful home. But St. Augustine is considering approval for already built HGTV dream home. So there's a little bit of drama going on behind there. And I think it has something to do with a seawall, if I remember correctly, or a wall. So just to give you an idea, I believe it's this wall here, this retaining wall that didn't approve, or they approved, and now they're like, maybe we shouldn't have approved it. But HGTV maybe greased the wheels a little bit with someone. I don't know. Obviously, this home is amazing. I think they valued it at $2.2 million. I imagine it's actually more than that in terms of the market value, just by looking at it. But they spent hours today talking about the seawall around the home that's already built, but was never approved by the city. My mistake. The board has now voted to hold off on approval or denial of the entire property. Wow. So if they haven't greased palms, they're going to grease palms, right? And I'm not saying that the local government's corrupt or anything, but I just know government in general tends to be corrupt. I don't know what to say about that, especially all the marketing and the money that they've put behind this. It's pretty amazing. So I don't know how that got missed, how they would not get the seawall approved. But that could be a big deal, right? That could be HGTV sinking in millions of dollars into this property. And they've been advertising it like crazy too. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that's a failure on HGTV? Do you think it's a failure on the city? How did that get missed? To me, it seems like the super should have been able to cover that. But man, that could be a big miss for HGTV for sure. And also, I mean, it doesn't necessarily look good for St. Johns County, where it's like, what's going on down there? You know, you can't approve a seawall. Like, what's wrong with the seawall? Like, what? I don't know. We'll see. So let's get on to the next news story here, guys. I got a couple more, and I'm going to hop off here. What's this? All right, so this is talking about the city of Palm Coast. Palm Coast clears way for $31 million connector to loop road through Vacant west of the city with a warning to FPL. So essentially, Palm Coast City Council is approving 4 related measures that will advance the opening development of 12,000 acres on the west side of US 1 for the Matanzas Wood Parkway area, including a $25 million state grant contributing to the cost of the $31 million connector dubbed a flyover that will cross the Florida East Road Railroad corridor. Other measures include spending $450,000 to design and calculate the cost of Florida Power and Light. Now, Palm Coast is getting in a fight with FPL because it cost them $450,000 to design and calculate the cost of relocating Florida Power and Light infrastructure for the extension. They calculated a cost of $3.3 million initially, but they're not giving them the total number, right? So what they said here is that, let me see the portion here where they cover it. It's a non-refundable deposit for that will be on a much larger sum of $3.3 million to relocate the electrical infrastructure. But FPL cautions strongly that even the $3.3 million is only an estimate that does not include the cost to relocate any distribution facilities belonging to any utility or potential third-party costs associated with the relocation. So they're giving them an estimate on what this work might cost, but they're not including the full, like they know what it's going to cost to move all this stuff, but they're not including the full bill of what that might be. So they're saying, hey, it could be around $3 million. So the city of Palm Coast is like, what the heck? Like, how am I supposed to be able to plan efficiently and how much money we're going to need for this project and pay you take a $450,000 deposit and then not get the information we need to move forward? So I could definitely see the frustration in terms of the city of Palm Coast. And I'm sure FPL is like, hey, well, we don't want to tell you one number and then it costs us so much, then we're going to eat the bill. I'm sure that's how that would work there. But I think it's really interesting, right? Because to me, it's like you're paying for so much money, this millions of dollar project here. Like, how is the estimate, the scope of work not fully encompassing what's going to happen? Like to me, that just seems like ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe I'm a crazy person. Maybe I have high expectations of these companies and the government and everything. But maybe we should have high expectations for this. So we're going to get on to the last news story, and this is going to go into, once again, more of the economy here in St. Johns County, which I think this is all positive things, right? So let's see here. Carlisle Companies agree to sell St. Augustine-based Subsidiary for $2 billion. Carlisle Interconnect Technology has 485 employees with plans for 200 more. So this is actually one of the bigger employers in St. Johns County. They build like little electrical connectors. I don't know too much about it, to be honest. But when I covered the top 10 employers, these guys pulled up. They manufacture wire and cable products, including optical fiber for the commercial aerospace, military, defense, medical, industrial, and test and measurement products. They produced $432 million in revenue and operating income of $30.6 million in the first 6 months of 2023. and it plans to add another 200 jobs to the 485 that they have existing. We have about 300,000 people here in St. Johns County, so this is a drop in the bucket, right? But hey, we just need several. We need a rainstorm to come through, and we get a whole bunch of industries in here that actually help with our growth. It was sold to Wallingford, Connecticut-based Fentanyl, provides high technology interconnect, antenna, and sensor solutions. They will continue to operate out of St. Augustine after the deal is completed, which is expected in the second quarter of 2024. The company has 10 other manufacturing facilities. So, I mean, that's good. That's good news. You guys hear me time and time again bitching about, St. Johns County and the jobs and all that kind of stuff. And this is going to bring manufacturing into St. Johns County, and also hopefully along with that, some high paying jobs. As of right now, a lot of the high paying jobs are, they're more or less in the financial service industry, the healthcare industry. But hopefully we get some more manufacturing here and we get some good high paying jobs through there. Otherwise, it's a lot of remote work too. So, with that being said, guys, that was all there wasn't too much going on this past week in the news. So I don't want to keep you guys on for too long. Just give it to you quick. And so if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest here in Northeastern Florida, I am here to help. My team is here to help you. I don't want to brag. I mean, we don't do the most transactions of every real estate team here, but I think we do a really, really good job of helping people get from A to B with the least amount of stress and hassle as possible. So if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest, make sure you reach out to us directly. Got my contact information right there. I have a Calendly link in pretty much every single one of my videos. You can schedule a 30-minute Zoom appointment with me or Google Meet appointment with me, just to go over what you're looking to do. So if you're looking to buy or looking to sell, you can schedule right through there. It's super easy to do. So next Wednesday at 8 p.m. I will be here, and I hope to see you guys soon. I appreciate you guys being here tonight, and I'll see you later.